Where is your voice? Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna try this a little bit differently, right? Where is your voice? Who are you when you speak? I constantly go through this thing where we're sitting back and you're sitting back. You may be in certain situations and you don't even know how to speak up for yourself. It is the hardest thing to speak up for yourself. Why? Were you a person that got bullied? Did people silence you? Did people call you weird for your takes? Is it hard for you to speak because you decided as a kid that you wanted to speak, but when you spoke, people didn't listen? This is very important when you're trying to find your voice. Your voice is really the person that decides to say, you know what? I don't care if my opinions are weird. I don't care if my opinions are going to hurt you. I don't care if how I'm going to speak up for myself or use this tongue, my mouth, to speak up for things that I care about. This is why you have to find your voice. Where is your voice? Deep down, and most people, deep down, you probably bury your voice deep down because of all the things that happen to you. But here's some things where you really want to attribute. You may think that your friends are going to leave you because you decided to say, hey, I don't like the fact that what you guys are doing to X, Y, and Z. It's not cool with me. The benefit of you speaking up and saying the truth is the fact is, if they were to exile you out and you were to go on your path is not only easier because now you're just getting more confident in the fact that you decided to speak up. But most people don't want to speak up. Most people want to follow the friends and just sit and watch what they do. Because they may be exiled. They may not like me anymore. Sarah, no, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this. No. This is what you guys do all the time to make people feel okay about themselves. In the world that we live in right now, and this is crazy. In the world that we live in right now, where these are the most opinionated people, you're going to decide to silence your voice because you don't want to get exiled. You know the hardest thing where when we talk about finding your voice is we have people in this world that have not even spoke up about their creativity, the things that they really love, the movies that they care about, the people that they care about, the things that they want to try, the things that they want to do. But because we're so stuck and stubborn in our own thoughts, we decide to bear our own voice for the others that are super opinionated about their voice. Does that click? Click. Does that click? That is the most things, that thing right there already hurts the reality that we're living in. So, as a kid, I used to get bullied. And for a long time, I would think to myself, oh man, I don't want to say this because if I say this, it's going to step back and they're going to come back to me. I don't want to do this. But one of the most important things that I recognized is that those bullies had to have a voice because in their lives, they didn't have a voice. So they had to figure out different ways to silence other people's voices so their voices can be heard. To whom? To the people that they were silencing. You know, that's a gift. It's a gift. Guys, it is a gift to have your own voice. It is a gift. You do not allow people that don't care about you, because people that don't care about you will not stand to hear your voice. And this is if these are the people that you're hanging around with, I tell yourself, you exile yourself from those people. If you can't freely talk to yourself, talk about things, certain things that you care about, you may freaking care about dinosaurs. You may be care about freaking pavement, all I care for. But at the end of the day, if that's something you're so interested into, and your friends are saying, hey, I don't want to talk about that. I don't care how it takes 30 minutes for a concrete to cure. I don't care about the fossils that were found in Saudi Arabia. Those people are not your friends. Because people who care about you care about your voice. So I'm speaking to the people that felt like, man, I wasn't silenced, but maybe the people that I live with, maybe the people in my family made me feel so silent. Well, this is the moments where you have things that you get to do. You get to film yourself every single day, get more confident at speaking. You get to go out and try to say, hey, I'm going to make a friend, because I don't really go outside and make friends. Now, guys, this is, I'm going to reel it in right here for some guys. Okay, guys, some of you guys think you don't have a voice. And this is the reason why your dating life is such... it's hard. Okay, look. If you have you right here, right? And you have her. You think the first thing that you're going to say is the hardest thing to say. But all you have to say is hey. Okay, why am I saying all this? Why am I making this seem like it's so easy? It very is much easy. I want you to do a cold start test for 100 different girls. All you gotta do is say hey. Hey. People underestimate what you can really do with your voice. People that date are so afraid to speak up about certain things in relationships because they are scared what the other person in the relationship is going to say. This is why it's so important for you actually to have a voice. situation and you feel uncomfortable, if you are an individual, look, if you are an individual in a relationship and you are so scared to speak up because you think that person is going to leave, they're going to leave with your heart. I want to urge you right now, if you don't speak up, they will leave and break your heart. So speak up or forever hold your peace, because at the end of the day, because you didn't speak up, you still got heartbroken due to the fact that you didn't want to use your voice. Because you were so in fear that if you said something that you dislike, if you disagree, that they would leave. I tell any person, look, any person that is dating an individual right now, if you are looking at the person that you're with all the time, and you are afraid to not say the things that really affect you, I promise you, it's going to hurt you in the core in the long run because you're afraid of speaking up for yourself. See, these are the guys that I say, well, what should I do? Some of these girls leave me on red for so long, and I don't like it. If a girl decides to leave you on red for 24 hours, and what you do the next day, she decides to text you at AM and say, hey, my bad, I was busy all day. Hey, realistically, as a guy, if you're in a situation, the best thing that you can do as a guy in a situation, when she texts you, you can be as real as possible. Hey, I'm putting in so much effort. I don't think we're reciprocated, so I think I'm going to part ways. Men, be not ashamed of walking away from a woman that does not prioritize you or care about you. This is the most important thing that you guys do not understand. If you decide not to use your voice while talking to a girl, and you struggle with that, my guy, you are going to struggle with life that's coming for you. You have the best ability to speak up and say the things that is actually important to you to understand. A lot of guys get into relationships, and they get into these relationships with these girls, and all of a sudden, they just automatically become weak. Are you a weak person? Are you weak? Do you believe that this girl has so much power over your voice that you can't speak up for yourself? If you, look, these are the qualities that you really need to understand. I don't care where you're at in life. You start using what was given to you. Regardless of how people treat you, regardless of how people see you, regardless of what they do, you speak up for you in order for you to live your best life. Stop being afraid of when you get in these relationships, you just want to be soft. You just want to be okay with being weak and not having an opinion or having a backbone. This is not a cartoon show. This is not Disney Channel. This is not Nickelodeon. This is not Cartoon Network. Start being a man that can speak up in things where he dislikes, because it is important. It is important that I say those things, because I'm not going to sit here spineless and being walked over because I just got a girlfriend. That's not okay. So the more you think, and the more you use your voice, and the more you actually pursue speaking up for yourself, you kind of slice it through the middle. You now become an individual that is determined, that is nasty, that is truthful, and understand, like, wow, I didn't know I can say that. It's hard. I get it. Sometimes it's going to be hard when you're speaking up. Sometimes it's very uncomfortable. Sometimes when you got to set up, you got to talk to that bully and be like, bro, what's up? Sometimes I can sit here and be like, man, my opinions are weird, dude. I like those things, bro. I love the fact that my opinion is weird. You have to embrace your voice because you are you. Stop letting other people dictate who you are. Now, this is the most important people. People will be like, oh, I don't like the way I sound. Now, there's different things. You can go to voice coaches and this and the third. My most important thing that I can really say to people that you feel like your voice is not attractive. It's very unattractive. I think people dislike it. The most important thing that you can do is see where you're at in your present moment. Whether you are on camera, whether you're on a phone call, you can be a 12-year-old. You're like, I don't like my voice. I don't like my voice on camera. I don't like how I sound. But if you could talk to that same group in that same class that you go to every single day with that same voice, there should be no reason for you to not like your voice. Because those people don't get to judge your voice. And you don't have to judge yourself because of your voice. That's important. When you're 24 and you feel like, oh my gosh, well, I feel like I got a high pitch or I got a low pitch voice and I don't think people like it and this, that, and third, what you gonna do? You can go to voice classes, you can take the classes, you can use the tonality, but if you can't afford those things, you gotta embrace you. Embrace you for who you are. But stop letting other people dictate what you can and cannot say. Stop letting the tone of your voice dictate how far you can get in this life. That's important. That's important because now you are actually pushing out to the world, pushing out to saying, hey, I stand for me and I stand for people that care about me. I get a say in this world. So where's your voice? Is it with them or is it with you? You decide. You don't let other people decide. And with that knowledge and with that amount of sustainability and trust, you'll find your voice. That's close.